Welcome to LI on the Rise. This is all about people who are chasing their dreams. And today I'm with a pop vocalist. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jules Walcott. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
Yes, I'm so excited to be back.
And for those who don't know, you have been on the show before back in 2019.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. So, what would the Jules now tell the 2019 Jules?
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, girl, like what? Like get your head together. Honestly, I feel like I would just be like everything is going to work out in the end because I feel like back then I had this vision for myself, but I just didn't know like where it was going to go. I was kind of like just lost, just trying to find myself, just trying to find who I was. And somehow like within the past like 2 years, everything seemed to like fall together and fall into the right places. So I would just tell myself, it's gonna work out. Things are gonna be good.
I want to jump into the music. So, you have a song called Boys Lie.
Yeah.
And you say boys lie, girls cry, it makes the world go round, and it's a new guy, same lines. It's just so predictable. So what's going on with the song? Have you had some bad experiences with guys?
I mean, yes, I have. And I think I wrote this song. It's funny to say I wrote the song literally with like two boys. I wrote it with Blake and then our friend Wyman, who's also a songwriter. And we were specifically trying to come up with an idea to blow up on TikTok. And so I was just sitting there being like what is relatable? Like what can people relate to? And then I check my phone and I see one of my friends starts talking like bad about her boyfriend. And she's just going on and on and on. I guess he was like lying to her about something. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, boys lie. And I just said that the idea was all boys do is lie. That was the original idea. And then we were like, let's shorten it. Boys lie, girls cry. And so that's how that came out. And boys lie, girls cry, because it's kind of true.
Okay, so it's more of a just relatable thing you wanted to write about opposed to like your own experiences.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like the verses and like the pre-choruses are a little bit more like personal to me. Just like I had to like dig deep into some like past relationships that like didn't work out. So those are a little more personal, but I feel like the chorus is just like something that everyone or like a lot of girls can relate to is that, boys lie, girls cry.
Could you tell us about like the worst date you ever been on?
Oh my gosh. Let me think. It's been a while. I haven't been on like a date with someone that wasn't Blake in like years. Oh, I do. Yes, actually, I remember one. This was a specific one. So this was actually like I think like 2019. I'm like now the more I'm going back, I can think of even more than just this one. Like I'm like thinking of all of them now. Oh my gosh. But this one was pretty bad. So I was dating this guy, and at the time I was with like some label, like I was just kind of like working with them, but they would fly me out to like Miami and I would just do work with them, record for them. And we were just kind of seeing where things would go, but they actually one of the trips they canceled it like right before because I think like the guy who was running the label like got sick that weekend, so he just was like, I'll cancel it. But I still had the plane ticket, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just go with like the guy I was dating. um and so it was like right around 420. And so there was this festival going on in Miami called Kaya Fest, and so I paid like almost $200 for the tickets, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fun, this and that. And it was obviously like a 420 fest, so people were smoking and you know weed was being passed around. And he smoked, and he only took like a couple hits, and we were there, everything was good, I was having a great time, I was ready to see some like great artists, and he just like runs to the back of like the venue or whatever, and I was like, what's going on? And so I followed him, and he's like sitting there like with his head in his hands, and he was like very weird, like he was like obsessed with himself, and like he was very egotistical, and so he was like this whole entire festival is a setup. And I was like, what? And he was like, this is a setup to like kill me. And he was like, because I want love and positivity, like this festival's a setup and you're in on it and your label's in on it too. And I was like, what? I was literally like, what the fuck? And he's like, we need to go back to the Airbnb right now. And I was like, are you kidding? And so he literally called a Lyft. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be at this festival by myself. I don't know anybody here. I'm in the middle of Miami, so might as well go back to the Airbnb with you. So we get back to the Airbnb and I'm like so mad because I'm like, wow, I really just wasted like $200 on tickets. Like, love this for me. So we get to the Airbnb and he like locks the doors and like he shuts all of the blinds and like he literally like crawls under the bed. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he literally crawled under the bed. And I was like sitting there, and we were only dating for maybe like a month and a half or 2 months at that point. And that was like it for me. That was like in my head. I was like, this is not right. Like, I need to get out of this. I was like, what is going on? And so I finally, after like 30 minutes, got him from under the bed. Like, he was literally under the bed, like crying. Like, I swear to God, like, I'm not like making this up. He was literally crying, gets out of the bed, goes on top of the bed, and then he starts crying again and like starts apologizing, saying that he has like trauma from his dad, like, and was just like crying. And I was like, so we couldn't just like talk about this like at the, you know, at the festival? Like, you couldn't have pulled me aside and said like, I'm upset? Like, like you had to literally like take a lift all the way back to the Airbnb. I was so mad. So yeah, that was definitely like hands down like the number one. But there was like other times where I think I went to a party. There wasn't like we didn't really have like a real big thing. Like, we weren't dating or anything. It was just like some guy that I was like seeing at the time. And I got to his like friend's party or whatever, and he like halfway through like told me to leave because he wanted to like see another girl that night. And I was like, all right, bye. So yeah, so I've had some like weird experiences, but like, I don't know, I feel like the guys in Long Island are really weird. But not for me, like, no.
Well,
So
thank you for sharing. Those stories are horrible and hilarious.
yeah, literally, those are definitely like the top two that like stand out to me. But if I like think deeper, like there's probably more I could find in my head.
We could probably do the whole podcast episode of just the worst.
Literally, like, okay, like let's dive into my trauma.
Bringing it back to your song Boys Lie, I noticed in the video you had people, I guess people sent in videos of them singing the song and you put it
Yeah,
in there. What you want to tell us about that?
yeah, so that was actually from TikTok. I posted like, oh, thank you guys so much for blowing up the song, because it was really like my followers on TikTok that helped me get all like the streams that I got for that song. I was like, I want to thank you guys by putting some of you in the video. So duet the song on TikTok, and I'm gonna pick a couple and put them in the video. And we got over 1,000 submissions on TikTok, which was pretty sick. And like, it really put it into perspective. I was like, oh my gosh, like this many people are like literally like vibing to my song. Like, this is crazy. So I just sent the link to the videographer, because you can like see it on TikTok, like all the duets. And I was like, just pick the ones you think are the best, because I don't want to like pick favorites. So he just picked a bunch, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, I have not seen that like for like local artists, like people sending in their stuff. So like the support is real. So congrats on that.
Thank you. Thanks.
Another song you have, Girl in the Mirror.
Yes.
And the first line in that song, my therapist recommends I stop with my bullshit.
Yeah, I don't even have a therapist, but if I did, I feel like that's what they would say.
I really dig the song. Like the more I listened to it, I was like, damn, like I love rock and stuff like that. And I know
Mhm.
you used to be in like kind of like a metal band, so it's cool, like
Yeah.
full circle going back to the roots. What is this song about?
So basically like this song gets really deep because I actually wrote it like a few months after my cousin passed away. And my cousin passed away October 1st. So it was actually like the day Boys Lie dropped. which was like really hard for me because like that song was like doing so good and like I wanted to like keep the momentum going, but I was also struggling really bad because my cousin was literally like one of my best friends and in the entire world. Like I looked up to her my whole life because she's a little bit older than me. And she died randomly and suddenly from DVT. So it wasn't like anything that we were expecting or was ever expecting. And so for a long time, right after her passing, I started feeling like survivor's guilt. And at the time, like I didn't like realize what that is what I was like going through. But I used to like feel like really guilty because I'd be like, oh, why am I the cousin that survived? And then also like 2 years ago, another one of my cousins that I wasn't very close with passed away as well. So I'm like, well, why am I like surviving? Like what's the difference? Like, and I felt like because Kelly, she was a literally a psychologist for like special needs children. And I'm like, I would like sit to myself and be like, why would like God like take her away when she's doing so many good things for the world? And like, what am I doing? Like, I ain't doing shit. I'm just posting TikToks. Like, I'm like, why am I alive? Like, that should have been me. And so I remember like just like getting ready for the day. And like, I just was like thinking, I had so many thoughts in my head. And I was like, God, I fucking hate myself because I'm like, I hate like the person I am. Like I literally like looked at myself and I was like, I hate me for like being alive. I'm like, what the fuck? And I started crying and like I pretty much had like just a really big breakdown. And then um later that night I was like, I gotta do something about this. Like I gotta like make this better because I can't like keep blaming myself. Like I gotta like figure out like how to get through this, or else I'm never gonna like progress in life. I'm just gonna be like stuck in this like constant like feeling of guilt. And so I wrote Girl in the Mirror and just like wrote about everything I was feeling, everything I've been feeling, and just like a lot of like emotions came out that I didn't even realize I had, like a lot of like just insecurities and just not feeling good enough and just like all kinds of stuff just like came out in that song. And I just kind of let it out in that song. And I was like, I'm gonna let go of these feelings and just put it in the song and just lock it up. So that's what I did. And that's what that song is about.
Thank you for sharing that. And life is random. It's just
Yeah.
random. So, and I know when like crazy things happen, we ask ourselves why and why this, why that. But it's like there really is no answer. Just random things happen to random people, and sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
you know,
No, it
you
does.
know.
It does.
But the song's interesting because your chorus comes, and I couldn't give two fucks about the way I dress or the way I talk, and it's like yeah, and then it's like either way at the end of the day, I hate the girl in the mirror, and it's like oh. You know what I mean? You kind of like the listeners like what's the word? Polarizing like
Yeah. Yep.
so it was an experience like
Yeah, for sure.
listening to that, like you try to figure it out. But you know what? I like how there's a story behind it, but you kept it vague so other people can relate to because
Exactly.
you didn't
Yeah, yeah.
mention anything about like somebody passing, but you said enough to where it's like I could even see myself in those some of the lyrics.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
That
mean?
was like the whole goal. Like I didn't want it to be like too specific. I just wanted it to be a song that people could like relate to, you know what I mean? And like I said, also like as I was writing it too, like a lot of other emotions came out. So like just like whether it was like things from like different situations and just like stuff that I had been like feeling for years just like really came out into that song.
There's videos on social media of you pranking your boyfriend, and I saw the wig prank, going emo prank, the fake tattoo prank, the salon messed up my hair prank.
Damn, you really like you did your research. Like when you said it, like I took it, but like you really did.
How did this start? How do you come up with all these ideas? How'd this come to be?
Um, so honestly, like I just really like messing with him. And like I would do stuff like that all the time, like off camera, where I would just like wear like something like hella weird. And I'd be like, do you like this outfit? And he'd be like, what the fuck? Like, go change. Um, so I do stuff like that all the time. And for a while, like I was just posting like strictly like singing content. Like I wasn't like posting really much with like me and Blake. Like a lot of our followers like realized that we were together, but like they didn't really like realize like the extent of it. And so I remember just being like, like I feel like I could like take this to like the next level, like not only make music but also get people like interested in our lives and like who we are, because I feel like we have like a really interesting dynamic, and like everything that we do on camera is like pretty similar to how we are in real life, just like 10 times more animated. Honestly. But I was like, I want to like get people to like know a little bit more about like who we are, and like I'm a very like goofy person. Like I just like fucking with my friends like all the time. Like I always be like doing shit to like piss people off. And just like funny stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I'll try it. Like I'll see what happens. So I did the first wig video, and like people went crazy for it, and like they were like, do more, do more, do more. So then I did the dressing emo one. Just because like I thought that was funny, and like people went crazy for it. And so that's just how those videos like came about. It was just kind of like, let me like see like what else I can do on TikTok. But
Well, I think it's super creative. I think it's hilarious. I think it's like you said, like just that personal touch of like, yeah, I do music, I sing really good, but like I'm creative outside of the music too. So it's like what you're doing is spot on, because like especially in this social media world where basically everybody does music, it's kind
yeah,
of like you have to show them something else entertaining and then be like, "Oh, by the way, I do music." You know what I mean?
exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like
Yeah, yeah,
what you're doing is perfect, and honestly, I would not be surprised if people bite off that idea.
yeah, they definitely will.
Yeah.
They just have to find someone that they can have like a relationship with like that. But good luck to them.
One of the pranks that stood out to me was like being mean to my boyfriend prank. Like it seemed like you could not do that one.
I literally was like, when I saw the comment, I was like, oh my God. Like, and people were like liking the comment too. So I'm like, all right, I gotta do this one. Like, let's get the comments involved. That one was funny. Like, I don't know. I'm like not like a mean person. Like, I just like it takes a lot for me to get like mad. So like I can't just like be like mean off the spot. So like that one was like difficult for me to record, but I don't know, people liked it, so I was like, whatever.
Because that was a suggestion, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when someone's fucked up, like be mean to your boyfriend. It's like what?
Yeah, no, they're like literally like in the
Up.
comments, they're like, can you curse at your boyfriend? Like, can you like punch your boyfriend? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, y'all are crazy. They are crazy in the TikTok comments. Like, they don't hold back.
Speaking of TikTok, congratulations, you hit 1 million followers on TikTok. November 2020, you had 100,000.
Yeah.
So about 2 years it took you to hit a
Pretty much.
million.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen you talk about it on other podcasts, like your growth. But give me the real deal. What did
I
you do to
honestly
hit that?
I researched the shit out of the algorithm, and like I found this one social media manager on YouTube. His name is Robert Benjamin. And I like watched every single one of his videos from like start to finish. Like there literally was like 50 videos. I watched every single one. And then I did trial and error for like probably a good like 2 or 3 months. And like I would just post like as much as I could, and like see the reaction of like how this video would like do with an audience, and how this video would do, and how that video would do. And honestly, like TikTok is like such a good platform because it like literally like helps you grow. Like it doesn't like just like stunt your growth if your videos are getting a lot of watch time, which is like the main thing. So TikTok wants people to watch the video from the beginning to the end. And if more people are doing that, they're going to show it to more people, and then they're going to show it to more people, and they're going to show it to more people, and so on and so on. So I would just like test out what worked and what didn't work. And then I figured like a lot of it was like lighting, and sometimes it was like the hook, and like it was just really a lot of like trial and error. Like people will tell you like, oh, like I just like did it and happened. Like no, like you're lying. Like I've literally like done it like myself. Like it, unless they're like buying followers, if you're not buying followers, it takes trial and error and like hard work. And I feel like that's what a lot of artists don't want to hear. is that it's going to take hard work, and you're going to have to literally work your ass off if you're not like getting a handout from a record label. Like if you want to just do it on your own, you're going to have to work. And that's like the artist Russ, he talks about how he dropped the song every single week for like a year or something like that. And then he blew up from that. It's like the same thing with like TikTok. You know, you gotta post as much as you can, and then eventually it'll start happening, and it'll start to blow up. And then the more you grow, the easier it gets. And so like now, like I don't really have to worry as much because I already know I have like that set fan base that's gonna watch my video and push it into the algorithm already. But yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You're dishing it all out. I love it.
Literally.
You have a lot of attention on you. You know, you have 55,000 on Instagram, you got 1 million on TikTok. So how do we generate some money being a independent artist?
So luckily I was able to transform like my music career, my TikTok career into my full-time job. So the way I make money is through like multiple streams. So the number one stream that I make the most from is like brand deals. And some of the brands I worked with in the past are Audio Mac. I've worked with Comely, Hilera, Flat Tummy Co., just like a whole bunch of brands like Bromway, Sheen. But yeah, so basically they'll ask me to like post a video, and then we'll, you know, talk about some payment through that. So that's a big way that I make money. I also make money from the TikTok Creator Fund, which is like been really nice. And just by posting, if like my videos do well and get a certain amount, I'll get money from that. And then I also make money from my streams too on Spotify. And then just like a couple other things, like I'll do some like side projects with just like if somebody needs a vocalist for a song or needs a singer for this or that, and I'll like do stuff like that. But yeah, I have like 5 or 6 income streams.
I just want to thank you for taking the time doing this again. I super appreciate it. Just let everybody know where they could follow you and listen to all the music.
So you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. Jules Walcott on all platforms.
Thanks for taking the time. It was nice to like touch base again.
Yes, for sure. It was fun.